Hey everybody, welcome to Stranded Alien Dawn. My name is Charlie, and in the middle of this year, I got a flood of requests to play this game. I don't normally get a flood of requests for a specific game, but that's just, it's like first time in a very long time that happened. A flood of requests to play this game. Now, it's been out for a while, so I don't know, maybe the people who requested it have moved on, but hopefully people will enjoy this. This is a beautiful 3D version of Rimworld. I think that's an okay way to describe it. It's not quite the depth of Rimworld from what I can see, but I mean, what is, right? There's only one Rimworld, but this one does a pretty good job of getting close to that level, I think, from what I can see. This is a blind playthrough, and we're gonna hit new game. And I'm with the new DLC that was just released as of recording this, and it adds new regions. So instead of going to this lush green area, which is probably what most of the Let's Plays on this are, I'm going to go into the desert. We're going to try to survive in the desert. Hot desert dominated by dunes, oasis, and dry riverbeds. That's what we're going to do. There's only one scenario. It's still crash landing. We're going to have up to 4 passengers reach one of the emergency landing pods. This is the story of their survival. So the passenger ship Alien Dawn has suffered a catastrophic hyperdrive malfunction and is dropping us down in a planet. And the goal is to survive, which is very much analogous to like Rimworld's crash landed scenario 2, I suppose. We're going to go to Moon. I don't exactly know. I think what Moon is the storyteller, but I can't decide. I don't know that. See, we have Jason, right? Sends tough challenges, but provides time to prepare for them. I don't exactly know if there's one that's more hard than the other. I have no idea, but I see chaos here. At the beginning, there was chaos, and everything appeared out of the chaos, and it will return to the chaos, and I kind of like chaos. So we're going to try chaos. Again, I don't know if this changes difficulty at all, but we're going to do that. I do know, however, that game difficulty does change game difficulty. And I'm actually quite familiar with this kind of genre with survival management games and stuff like this. We've done a lot of these on the channel. If you'd like, you can check out the playlist tab on the channel if you'd like. We've done a lot of games that are, very city builder survival-ish. And I don't think this one will be too different, although it does provide a very different element to games that we've played, similar to, like, say, Surviving the Aftermath and Surviving Mars, etc. To where, or in End Zone, where, like, instead of dealing with a lot of people, we're dealing with actual individual characters and controlling those individual characters to achieve survival and greatness, I suppose. So I'm going to choose hard. This is for players that are familiar with the survival management genre. Whether that's a good idea to do for my first playthrough or not, I have no idea, but that's what we're going to do. And then finally, the seed. This is probably going to adjust the map, right? What do we want the seed to be? What is this little thing? I'm going to name you Charlie. I'm going to name you after me. In fact, you know what? Let's name the seed Charlie. Why not? Like, I have no idea. So let's just do that. It looks like there are flying creatures in this too. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not, like, do we get attacked by flying creatures? Because that's pretty terrifying compared to, it adds that verticality that Rimworld doesn't have, right? All right. I'm not going to adjust the game rules or anything. Let's hit next. And I get to choose my survivors. So there's 4 chosen for me. I would like to see if there are any other choices. You know what? Let me give a quick look at these guys, and I'm just gonna browse over them because I haven't had a chance to read any of them yet. This guy looks pretty crazy. He looks like an ex-convict. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a look at them. Okay, I've had a chance to look these over, and I think I have the 4 that I'm going to choose. And again, I don't know if these are good choices or not, but just based on their stories and their skill set, and in one case, their looks, I'll be honest, I did it. I'm gonna choose them based on that. So first, I'd like the leader, right? And I feel like a leader should be a strong person who has been through a lot, has got a lot of experience, and has excellent combat skills, and can also influence the other people in the team in a positive way. And so with that, I've chosen Jack as my ultimate leader here. After hundreds of combat missions on dozens of worlds, Jack the Colonel Devise remains modest, quite self-effacing actually, the type of person who likes people to think he's not as smart as he really is. He is an incredibly strong leader whose blatant honesty has made him disregard the chain of command one too many times. But he has this trait, combat instructor. Occasionally improves the combat skill of others. That seems pretty good. He's a discharged general. Welcome, Jack Davies. He's got 7 combat skill, is pretty high. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing if that's a meaningful difference from, 3 or 2 or whatever the other ones that I've chosen have. He's got okay cooking skills, so he can do it in a pinch. Construction, same thing. He's good in physical, and physical is actually a trait that's helpful with scavenging, mining, and cutting. Things we're going to have to do a lot of. So Jack will be very helpful that way. And if we need to, he can also observe something and, maybe do some research, maybe, but I don't think that's going to be his job. And then he's able to heal in a pinch as well. Okay, so that's Jack. The second character we're going to have, let's just start with the fellas and we'll move to the ladies. Second one, I've looked through them all. I think Simon would be an interesting guy to have here. And I chose him because of his story as well. So he's a corporate spy. Back on Earth, Simon was a street magician whose ultimate trick was to make your wallet disappear and to do so while you applaud him. Once he robbed some suit that spectated one of his shows, only to find them later waiting for him at his place. Turns out he was a big shot in a major pharmaceutical company who wanted to make him the offer of a lifetime. Now, with 5 years in the corporate spying biz, Simon is heading back to Earth. To HQ for the first time since then, circulating in his bloodstream an experimental vaccine he stole from a competitor. So this vaccine is the part that kind of I like the whole street magician thing and being brought into like corporate spy and espionage, but I really like his traits. So he's 33 years old. With this experimental vaccine, what it's doing for him, it's providing 100 health. He's going to recover health twice as fast. He also has thrombophilia. Bleeding is permanently decreased by 5 health per hour. This is massive. That's huge. So, especially in the early game. So Simon's gonna be actually quite difficult to kill, which is good. And he's also a fast mover or a fast walker. His movement speed is increased by 25%. For traits, as far as the skill set goes, he's got high intellect. So he's going to be our primary observer, primary researcher, etc. But he's also able to craft, and he's interested in crafting as well. So he has a little bit of combat skill. At least he can defend us, or defend ourselves. All right, next, the ladies. I'm doing 2 and 2 here. And I've looked through them, and I've chosen Rita. Rita Ibori. She's an adventurous botanist. She's 29 years old, lively and strong-willed. Rita always had an interest in plants, so it was no surprise that she graduated top of her class in xenobotany. What shocked everyone was her decision to decline a job as a lecturer and sign up for a program helping planets on the verge of ecological collapse. This would take Rita to all sorts of weird places around the universe, something that she greatly enjoys and treasures. So she has a natural curiosity. I don't know what expeditions are or do. I don't know how they work in this game, but she has a chance to observe unknown species during her expeditions. That sounds great. We could just get something that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get with her. I like, since we have her, so I like it. She also has a cheerful personality, permanently increased happiness. It'd be much easier to prevent her from mental breakdowns and stuff. Now, she is the cousin of Raka, but I'm not going to choose Raka. So maybe Raka will come in, like Rimworld does, where there's other survivors come in and want to join your camp and they have relationships to others. Maybe that will be a thing. I don't know. But we're not going to be choosing Raka. But Raka also has this permanent decrease in happiness. They're very different personalities. In any case, Rita, welcome to the team. The final one, I'll admit, I was initially drawn to reading her bio because of her looks. I got a thing for the freckle-faced redheads. I'm sorry, I just do. And ultimately, I kind of like her skill set, and we'll see what she's got. This is Lara Falkov. She's a farmer on a quest. Another person with high farming skill. That's decent, I like it, but she also has the avid farmer trait. Seeds and harvest plants twice as fast. She's able to just, do it faster. She also has 25% more movement and manipulation efficiency because she's hardworking. She can do things with her physical skills. She can do things like, scavenging and breaking things down a little faster as well, mining. So, Lara Falkov, she's a farmer on a quest, age 36. Lara led an easy life until the family business went bankrupt. Neck deep in debt, the Falkovs got scattered throughout the farming worlds to work off the bills. Never despairing, Lara learned to work the fields and tend to animals, finally saving enough money to embark on a search for her family. So that's the stories of everybody else. She's the daughter of Annette. She's the very top person here. But Annette is, if you want to stop and read her bio, Annette's not really somebody I want on this this quest here. I mean, she's got some okay perks, but she's the kind of person that just, I don't know, maybe a different story where she would just be like, I don't want to do anything. She grew up kind of entitled, and she's 62 years old. I think I only really want one old person, and that's gonna be Jack. So this is our squad, I guess, our survivor set here, our group: Jack, Lara, Rita, and Simon. Let's go. I don't normally ask this in many videos, but in the first video, since it's a new playlist, I'm just gonna ask it out there. If you guys like this, by the end of it, if you like it, I would hope that you would hopefully like the video and help it grow out there. Maybe a comment down below or something. Let me know what you think of it. That usually helps the algorithm a little bit. And it's an older game, so it's not gonna get picked up like some of the newer releases. But hey, every little bit helps, right? So thanks in advance for anyone who does. All right, so it looks like Simon is breaking down in tears. Aw. Oh my gosh, there's still things falling? Oh boy. Laura's running away in fear. Yeah, oh my god, the sky is falling. Not exactly the Chicken Little situation, but it'll work. All right, so Simon is crying. He's not very happy. I mean, everyone would be in bad straits with this, right? And we have this big area. Let's pause it really quick and take a look at our land. So like the map seed generates and it's different every time. So wow, so we are very wide open. There's not a lot of trees. We have a little bit here, but that's it. Very wide open, and there's lots of stuff we're gonna need. First, I want to scavenge these two wreckages to make sure, actually let's do these three wreckages to make sure that we're getting as many materials from them as we can. Now, we have a lot of resources here, like these cool looking trees. Hello. What are you? You got you're like growing nuts on there, or maybe some flowers. They actually kind of look like they have like a nut look to them, maybe a fruit. But we can cut these down and get 5 wood, or we can observe them. And if we reserve them, we might unlock a new quality about this. We might have a better understanding about this thing, and we'll be able to harvest something from it, which is interesting. It's looking like I saw this highlighting when I had my mouse over it. There's some grass right here too, some tall grass. So we want to get a lot of these things harvested, because yeah, we could cut it down and get this, but maybe this isn't a useful resource until we fully understand it. So I'm going to go ahead and observe that. These are just palm bushes. I don't know if they grow anything meaningful. We can observe that, I suppose. There's this tiny little plant here we can observe. There's no need to observe rocks or anything, so that's not a thing. What we could also do is get some trees cut down. I'm not going to cut down many of them, but I think a few, because we're going to need some wood. So I'll cut down a little bit here, and then we'll observe the other trees, just in case. It's a palm tree, so there might be something growing on there, some fruit or something growing on there too. We'll get most of this stuff observed. Okay, we're also going to want to mine a little bit of stone to start, and that is where we start. Okay, so at the top of the screen we can see their portraits. We don't need to see their portraits. I can hide them like this. We also have an overlay here of all of our resources that we have at the top. These are primary categories, but if I mouse over them, we can see a more itemized list of individual things that fall within that category. I can also hide that if I want to as well. All right, we can see up here, it's the dry season. Yeah, that makes sense. It's also 33 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I've got Imperial units for this. We do kind of a mixture. I go back and forth with things with metric and Imperial units, depending on what game I'm playing. In this game, we're going Imperial. It's not going to be a big deal. But as you know, the desert is not just hot. It can get cold, especially at night. It absolutely can be cold. And so it looks like to me, since that temperature was low enough, it's going to get cold. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start setting up camp. First thing I'm going to do is build a shelter. And let's get this to be maybe here. We're going to put 2 of these next to each other. We can have a shelter there. Then on the opposite side of that, let's say we flip this over and I go maybe right here with it. We can say 1, 2, 3 more shelters like so. All right. So Laura looks like she's going to go and construct the shelter. She has, if I go to manage and I can go to activities, very similar to Rimworld. This will look very familiar to anyone who plays Rimworld. We have job priorities. These are currently labeled as simple. Everyone who can do a job has it linked up. If you have an adequate skill for it anyway, you have it automatically selected, and they'll determine what they want to do. We can also turn this to more advanced priorities, and we can govern their priorities like this, with 1 being the highest possible thing that they will do, and I believe it's 5. Yeah, 5 being the lowest priority that they will do. So I'm going to leave it at simple for now, but as we get going, I think we're definitely going to be, switching it to more advanced stuff here. So we've just observed the palm bush. There's nothing really of interest there, so we could just cut it down for sticks, and so we will. So let's just cut down all, and we'll just have these be cut down so we can get the sticks from them. In our camp, we can also set up our sleeping spots. So on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and say 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our sleeping spots. Jack, I want you to... Oh, we don't have the scrap metal because nobody's scavenged it. Well, Jack could... He's very physical, right? So Jack can go ahead and scavenge the landing. He's already doing it good. I think I want Lara to do this too, instead of cutting down the sticks. Oh, only 1 person can do it at a time. Fair enough. Laura, you can go do this one. Make sure that we're getting some proper stuff scavenged. The scavenging is going to get us some scrap metal, but it can also get us other things too. It's possible that we find some interesting resources and things through there that might help us as well. And speaking of interesting, this thing moved and caught my eye. What are you? Ugh, you are disgusting. You are a bloated insect. That is an appropriate classification for you. Oh, are we going to get a sandstorm or something right now? I hope not. Bloated insect. What gross. We've also got this looking like, I don't know, humped animal zebra camel looking thing. Looks like we got a new weapon, the railgun sniper. Ooh, that sounds interesting. What are you? Advanced long-range weapon, deals a lot of damage but has a slow attack rate. So that sounds like a good weapon for Jack. So Jack, you're going to have on your person, we start with a laser pistol because that is just, that's just the weapon we start with. There you go. Yeah. We're going to take and give you the railgun sniper instead. It has a 131-foot range. Holy cow. Does 4 to 6 damage on the attack, but attacks slowly, to where this one does 1 to 2. So this does a lot more damage. Jack's going to go equip that. I think combat traits-wise, we've got 2 there. Rita's got a 3. So Rita, you're going to have the laser pistol. We're getting people armed. Good. Now we have 2 people unarmed, and that's fine for now. We're not getting attacked or anything, so it's okay. Looks like we also scavenged something else. Another... let me see. So this is a synthetic vest. This is what Jack is wearing. It looks like somebody else also, we just scavenged this. So we can have Rita go ahead and wear that as well. Now we have some better, I suppose anyway, better protection for the people who are going to be kind of like frontline fighters. Looks good. We have our shelter up for people who are going to be sleeping, but we don't have a campfire. And I'd like to get stone before we get this. So maybe we can get Lara, who is scavenging. Jack, I'm going to have you do it. Sorry, buddy. I know you're taking a walk, but I need somebody to mine. I could use the scrap metal. Could. I'd rather use the stone. Scrap metal can be used for this, and stone cannot. That's why. Also, it would be a good idea, I think, to get the stockpiles up. So let's just grab storages. Here it is. And stockpile, we're going to go like that, like that, like that, and like that. And I think in this position, actually what we'll probably do is this. I'm going to take another scrap metal shelter and put it right here. I'd like to do that after these are built. These ones are more important, so I'll just wait for that. but I want to set this up a little bit differently. Okay, so we're gonna have them go through one night here. Now that we have stone, we can finally get them a campfire made of stone, and we're gonna place it right here. This is just gonna get them to where hopefully they are warm at night, because like I said, the desert can get cold at night too, and it is chilly already. It's 22 degrees Fahrenheit. That's well below freezing, so we need to get them in. We're finding all these rifles. Wow. Advanced short-range weapon emits pulse waves, which slow down or stun all hostiles in their way. Lara, you're gonna have a pulse rifle. That's pretty fortunate. Laura doesn't have much combat skill. By much, I mean any at all, right? 0 combat skills. But it sounds like the pulse rifle isn't really a weapon meant to damage. It sounds like it's meant to slow them down instead. And so I can go to here, and it does say it has a 3 to 4 second attack rate, I see. But it doesn't look about I don't know about the damage. Yeah, the damage isn't really in the classification of the weapon. Yeah, this is just an attack rate, 4 to 6 seconds. Okay. Has a really high hit chance, though. Deals a lot of damage. All right. I mean, I guess a lot is going to be just enough, right? We've discovered grain grass, and the grass is not as dense and tall as wheat, but its seeds are obviously edible on closer inspection. I will call it grain grass. It could prove useful, quite useful in cooking, as well as in the production of oil and even antibiotics with the right fermentation. So we get the ability to plant grass. I'm going to pause it really quick. We have now, every time we observe something... Ooh, smoke leaf. Nice. What's this? Hold on. The wide leaves of this plant are remarkably similar to a rare and expensive type of tobacco. It actually got banned on my homeworld a few years ago, and its price shot up even higher. Don't ask me how I know this. Anyway, if I'm correct, those smoke leaf plants contain several alkaloid stimulants, which can be drawn out by drying the leaves. Grind them, stick them in a pipe, and you get a great mood booster. No hangovers or other side effects that I know of. So we now have the ability to farm them, harvest them, and also dry them. So we're going to want to get a dryer here pretty quick too. All right. So every time we observe a plant of any kind, we have the ability to actually plant it ourselves. And that means I can set up a field for grain grass. First, I'm going to harvest. Now that we have observed this grain grass, we can mark it for harvest. We wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. We'd have had to just cut it down. We can't harvest anything there because there's nothing. And like, look at this, right? Like, we would love to harvest this, but we don't understand it. So we can't harvest this stuff either. Looks like there's some cactus back here. Are this? Yeah, branched cactus. I might want to observe those too. There's also some little flowers in the back here, and I kind of want to observe these first because we could... Well, these on the front. Maybe I cut these down. Let's observe this, but I want to get these plants here observed too because could be medicinal properties on those. Okay, so once we cut these down, I think I'm going to also go in and cut down all of these. Yep. And we get these cut down. I can start making my own field for grain grass, and we can grow them ourselves, which is great. A cause for celebration. Hello, Lara. We put together a camp as quickly as we could, considering the circumstances. We are not sleeping in the dirt. We have a roof over our heads and a fire to illuminate the dark on certain nights. And the most important, we've survived. To us, this feels like an achievement worth honoring. We can gather around the campfire and celebrate being alive at 1900 tonight. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. So we're gonna have a celebration tonight. On the campfire, we have the ability to cook food. And we start with survival meals, but we want to get off of survival meals probably as fast as possible. So right now we can cook emergency rations. Don't want to do that. I want to start making other things. Grain porridge, I think, seems like a really good thing to start making. In fact, I think we should look through the traits here because these guys have their own... I remember seeing their own favorite meal. I also have euphoria in the brain. That's cool. He's got smoke inhalation. That's causing him some pain. Right here, so favorites. Meat pie is his favorite. And these are types of traits you can't see on the character select screen, so you have to kind of look in it and do it. So, favorites, smoking. Some argue there's nothing more relaxing than taking the time to smoke a good pipe. So he's gonna like the, don't ask him how he knows this, right? Meat pie. So this is his favorite. If we can make meat pie, this would give him a huge happiness bump because that's his favorite meal. Rita's favorite meal is also meat pie. Okay, great. So making meat pie is just good for 2 people. Meat pie for Lara? No, the opposite. Veggie pizza. Well, it's not really the opposite so far. They're both pies, I suppose, but this one's veggie, so she doesn't like the meat from it. And then finally, Jack likes grain porridge. Okay, so we want to get grain porridge going because that is Jack's favorite meal. And so we are harvesting grain here. Rita's got farming skill as well. I would like you to haul the grain in, please, if you could. And now I can get started on recipes for grain porridge. And I would like to do this until we have, let's say, 5 in stock. We don't want to have a huge amount because they will spoil. We don't have refrigeration or anything. So we do want to be a little bit cautious on that. And then I think what we should do is go in to activities and let's get this under control now. Now, handling is different than handling in Rimworld in that we're not handling animals. Instead, this is handling the mundane tasks. This is rescuing, carrying things, dismantling things, hauling things in, I think is that. Maybe that's deliver, actually. Transporting, fine. Handling would be things like, refueling the fire, refueling any lights or lamps we have, etc. So we're going to put that at 2. Next, I'm going to say, Jack, your primary job here, I think, is going to be construction above all else, hunting after that. And if you have neither one of those 2 things to do, then you'll just go down the list doing 1s and then 2s and then 3s, etc. And so I think I'm going to put you on mining as a secondary thing. We're going to want stone, and then we can also go in for cutting and scavenging as well. If you don't have anything to construct or hunt, then you'll mine it, and then you'll cut and scavenge from there. I think that sounds fine for you for now. For Lara, we're going to make sure that you are constantly scavenging. And also harvesting and planting, I think, is a thing for you. No, yeah, right there and right here. So definitely planting and harvesting is your main thing as well. Looks like cutting doesn't have anything to do with their farming skill. That's more physical. Okay, Rita, we're gonna have you, I think, you're interested in cooking. And I like the idea of really leveraging into things that you're interested in. So even though you're the worst at it right now, I think you're gonna get better at it. Grain porridge seems pretty easy to do. So for now, that's gonna be your main task. You're also a hunter, so you could hunt. So I think I'll go ahead and instead have harvesting and planting be your secondary, along with cooking, and then crafting, tailoring, assembling, observing, research, etc. will all go down to 4. Hunting will stay 3. That way, this is after that. Okay, so Lara's not going to be cooking, I don't think. We're going to try to make the people who are cooking the people who are interested in it. And then Simon's only task, he's not really doing a whole lot here. So Simon's main job in this camp is going to be crafting if needed, but also observation and research. I think there's 2 main things. So that's what we want you to be doing all the time. Okay, so everyone has their new refined jobs. And Jack is just scavenging some first aid kits. That sounds nice. We also unlocked tea boiling. A smoke leaf plant might have another use if we boil it. Okay, let's really quick go into... It's not storage. It's not camp either. I think it's maybe production. Yeah, we want to get a drying rack. And I think I'm just going to build a small one for now. Out of sticks is fine. Just a little drying rack that we could... And maybe we even build 2 of them because we have plenty of sticks, I think. So let's build 2 of the drying racks right here. And this is also going to get your construction skill up, which is needed. Looks like we've scavenged some fuel. Okay, not bad. That's going to be good as well. I was really hoping to get this built, though. Jack, are you able to build this? We're missing a little bit more scrap metal. So we just need to scavenge a little bit longer. Okay, real quick, let's go in and say, Jack, I want you to scavenge as a priority before mining. I think that's going to be better. Let's get you scavenging before mining. Discovery, palm tree. I was hoping to find some edible fruits. Yeah, growing on the palm, but unfortunately that was not the case. The tree produces small, bright fruits with a hard shell and extremely bitter core. I would rather bury them deep and forget that taste. Okay, so palm trees are they're just trees. We're just gonna cut down the trees instead. So we'll have trees. Yeah, we can palm trees, cut down. Mark them all. Good. So grain porridge has now been cooked successfully. Well done, Rita. I love it. These animations and stuff are actually pretty on point as well. T-ball tree. Hello. The dry tree seems to be very much alive. It has a vast root system which absorbs all the moisture it can find, concentrating it in a big, hard-shelled bulb, which protect the fruit. The fruits themselves are bitterly sour and made my mouth sting for hours. I wouldn't repeat eating them if I can afford not to, but maybe they will taste better when cooked or boiled into tea. Okay, so now we can make tea. We can do tea boiling, and we can make the tea in that. So let's go back to the fire. We can now do hot drinks, and hot drinks, T-balls, tea. We just have to collect T-balls to be able to do that. Seems fair. So how about we get... Simon is still doing observation stuff. I do want to get research going, don't get me wrong. And normally I would be starting that. If anyone's a veteran of the game, you might be saying, why isn't he researching yet? Normally I would be, and I think it's probably a good idea to get started on that very soon. However, the race to get weapons smithing has been kind of muted because we gathered weapons and armor and synthetic leggings, apparently. Wow. I'm going to give this to Rita since she's most likely going to be a more close range. Maybe actually probably should give it to Simon. I mean, I do want to get some melee weapons, but these two are absolutely going to be ranged. And so Simon's the only one left that doesn't actually have a weapon. And I think maybe he's going to be more frontline. So if that's the case, I'm going to want to get him more protected, I think. So this is a light textile trousers. I'm going to go ahead and get you... Oh, I thought we scavenged it. It has to be transported to a stockpile first. Okay. Right here. Durable combat pants made of synthetic textile. Actually, you know what? No, he doesn't need these because this dude doesn't bleed. So he doesn't need them. I think instead I'll give them to Rita. Rita can have the synthetic leggings. Normally I would say maybe Jack would be a better fit for this, but he has a very long range weapon. So I'm going to keep him in the back so he's most effective that way. So now Rita is our kind of a frontline combat, and look at her. She's all armored up. That's awesome. Looks good. So we can do tea boiling once we get that scavenged. So what I want to do now is I want to just say harvest some of these trees. And of course, once we harvest them and we study them and observe them, we can also plant them ourselves if we'd like to as well. All right, so it looks to me like this area is mostly cleared out. I think I'm going to redirect Jack over to cutting down these palm bushes really quickly. And actually, Laura's scavenging. I need people to always be scavenging. And okay, once these are done, I can now redirect Laura's attention. We just found some synthetic textiles. Fantastic. I can redirect her attention now to farms. So I want lots of grain grass. As we choose a crop to grow, we can see its fertility. And there's not a whole lot of fertility around here for this thing. But it was naturally growing here. So it makes sense that it would be able to be grown here very well. So we're going to go ahead and I think I'm going to maybe get this to be a little bit more this direction. Say like here. We'll get one to be here. Maximum size. And I think I actually want another one, a second one. It actually takes quite a long time for these fields to yield anything. They do take quite a long time to grow, I mean. So, you know, getting them planted early is a very good thing. I think also the T-ball trees, there's plenty of them around. I've seen them here. I've seen them over here. And there's also a huge crop of them here. So the need to plant the T-balls is not there. We don't really need to plant them. I think, however, I should plant trees. Because there's a lot of trees here and here, but there's not that many trees. Like, there's certainly not as many trees as it would be in like the other biomes. So let's all go ahead and also get some palm trees, and they can grow anywhere in this area, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna say that we want the T-ball trees. No, not the T-ball trees, the regular palm trees. We're gonna put a crop right here to grow them, and I think also, are you not gonna let me extend it? Yeah, right here. I want to extend it into these rocks over here. So we're going to have a big area right here where we grow a whole bunch of trees, all right? I think that's great. So now we have campfire sitting. We're going to gather for celebration. Hopefully everybody does this. Laura's not going to do it. She's going to go to sleep instead. That's unacceptable. Do not go to sleep. No, do not go to sleep. How do I stop you from sleeping? I want you to get in with this. You're not that tired. right? You're not that tired. Where's your traits? Here. Well, okay, 10%. You are pretty tired, but I would like you just to be with these guys. The only way I could see doing this is to somehow... Resting is not a thing here, so I guess I can't stop her. It doesn't seem like I can stop her, and not unless I tell her specifically to... Maybe, I don't know. Can I tell her to interact with this party? Nope. So Lara's not going to party. It was her idea. She's not going to party with us. So these guys, it looks like they're discussing the crash. They will talk to each other, and you can see what they're talking to each other about. I wonder if I can get her just a little bit more rest. Maybe I can draft her, wake her up, and get her to go with these guys. Can I get her to participate in this? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, good. So what I was hoping to get is the trait where she's celebrated. So there's a survived the crash, was pleased by Jack. There should be a trait here that says that they celebrated. But it doesn't look like that happened. Yeah, celebration, plus 20. That's what Laura has now. If I can click her, she should have this somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's supposed to tell me. It's not telling me in here, so maybe that's not where it tells you. But anyway, it gives them a mood bump, and I want that mood bump. Okay, so not a bad second day. Trying to survive. Tall cactus. What does this give us? The only edible part of the tall cactus are its small yellowish flowers. Barely edible at that. I could survive on these distasteful flowers if I had to, but they taste bitter and I'd rather chew my own socks. Okay. We kind of don't want to grow those. Fair enough. So, second day done. Laura is going to be tomorrow, absolutely. She is going to be going into planting and harvesting. That's her main task. So she'll be doing that before she scavenges anything. Simon has some more things to observe, probably. There's this little flower here. I want to see if there's any medicinal quantities to that. And then I want to get this little flower, and then I think I want to start looking at the animals, if I could as well. There are this bloated insects. There's these things. What are you? Oh, we have predators on the map. Oh, boy. Long-tailed reptile. You look... Hold on. I want to get closer. It won't let me zoom in. Maybe I'll just zoom the video instead. Don't you just look really, really mean? Super mean. All right, well, we're probably going to have to deal with predators on the map too, which might be a problem. But we have weapons and armor now. We have long-range rifles, right? So I think it'll probably be okay. We'll mark these things for scavenging. We've done 7 out of 10 there. 5 out of 6 here. Haven't started this one, and we got to do this one too. And then as we get further and further out, you know, we'll do some things also. There's a little flower over here. Flower? Oh, it's a tube plant. I want to observe that as well. Pretty much observe everything that could potentially be of use to us, right? Let's cut down the trees. I don't want everything, actually. Don't cut down everything. Orders. Actually, I don't know if we did anything here. Let's cancel it. I want to do cut trees only and cut those down. Just to give us some more. These stockpiles are still not under any type of cover. But, yeah, these guys are all ravenously hungry as well. I think maybe they should stop doing what they're doing and eat. How about we adjust their schedule? Very similar to how Rimworld does it. We have anything, give them the choice. Relax, work, and sleep. What I'll do is I'll give them an anything period, I think, after... Let's go 11 to 1. We'll say anything. This gives them 3 hours to do whatever they want with a break from working. We'll extend their day to 6. And then let's give them a dedicated relaxation period right here. So they can do whatever they need to do, absolutely. So there's 4 hours of work followed by 5 hours of work. Then there's an anything period where they could eat, take care of their needs, play darts. Oh, there's a dartboard too. I saw that earlier. Not here. I saw it when I was messing around with the tutorial. Where is it, though? Furniture? Yeah, dartboard. I want to put a dartboard out here, too. Let's put it on this side. We'll put one right here. Things that they can do for fun. So, Jack, you're in mild pain. Oh, you have a chronic condition. Old man has cirrhosis. Oh, no. His liver. That wasn't That wasn't disclosed on the character select screen either. Chronic condition, I might not have chosen him. I mean, he's good. I think he's good to have, but being ravenously hungry is not a great thing. How about we wake him up? Wake the old man up from his sleep early. What's he got for rest? 65%? That's good enough, ain't it? You can always take an afternoon nap. Nah, I should probably let them sleep. If they're super hungry, you know, they'll go ahead and they'll get food soon. We should have food on hand, right? Yeah, we have 4 grain porridge. And the grain porridge will really, the grain porridge is going to make him happy too. So let's actually wake him up really quick. Start his day. See, he goes to construct the shelter first instead of eating. So I think maybe this is because it's a 1. Maybe the 1 is something that they're going to do no matter what. So I think actually we'll shift you to 2 on these. And we'll shift everything else down. So you're still going to have these as your priorities. I still want healing to be number 1. Handling can be a 3, I guess, for everybody. And then... Actually, we'll make this a 2 for Simon and Laura. Constructing, hunting, scavenging, mining, etc. Yeah, I think if I make this a 2, perhaps you'll eat something. I don't know why you would choose not to eat when you are ravenously hungry. This doesn't make sense. Let me choose to eat. Where's grain porridge? Figuring out where things are. Right here. Eat grain porridge. This should make you happy too, because it's your favorite meal. There he goes. So Laura's planting the palms. I'd like her to switch that, actually. I'd like you to plant this instead. This is our food supply. I would like to get us off of eating the survival meals as fast as possible, because those are limited quantity and they survive forever. So I don't want to... Basically, I want them to not eat the food that can last forever. I want them to eat the stuff that's going to perish. Are you going to construct? Yeah, you just need some stuff, I guess. So Laura will plant this. Rita, I can get you on planting too, actually. Let's go. Rita, harvesting and planting is your number 2 task, actually. So you should already be doing this. Yeah, she's going to plant the palms. I, again, would like you to redirect that to plant the grain grass instead. I would like this faster. And now that we have the dartboard, they can relax and do things with darts if they want to, which is nice. Hot drinks. We can get the tea, and let's do it until we have 5. That's fine. Rita should now go back over to cook then, right? Cooking is her... Rita is the 2. Okay, so what we need to do, I guess, is we'll say that this is a 3, a 3, and a 2 is there, and so we have all these be 4. And so I think I'll have you... you're going to cook before planting. Probably better. So we're getting a good start here on this. And I think what I'll do is real quick, I'm just going to get Rita off of this task and let her reassign her priorities. Because Laura can come do this anyway. So we'll get Rita to go cook stuff instead. Make sure we have food in stock. Laura will take over this. She does this 25% faster than everybody, so Laura should be the one doing this if we can. Okay, we have aggressive animals. I was waiting for this. I wasn't sure where it was going to happen or when, but it's happening. So aggressive animals. They've popped over. Holy cow. Yeah, there are 20 of them. Oh, there are 20 overgrown insects. Okay, so they are pretty close to our camp. So we can either attack first, which might give me the chance to separate them, because they don't all aggro by attacking one of them. It's kind of a range thing. So what I could do, maybe, is get Jack to come over here with this long-range rifle. Rita's been cooking, and she's been doing a sensational job, but I think I'm going to go ahead and draft her now, too. Get her over here with Jack. And then Laura's got that gun that slows things down, but I'm not sure I need it yet, because if I can kite these guys effectively, we should be all right. So let's see if we can't get this one right here to get shot. Jack's range is awesome, and he'll just shoot it, and he kills it in one shot. His gun is awesome. That long-range rifle is awesome. It's very lucky. Let's shoot these guys if we can. There you go. Boom. All right, so we're aggroing 3, looks like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we got about half the pack aggroed here, which is a little bit more than I wanted to get aggroed, but We are able to shoot them. Let's go ahead and bring them back, and we'll get Simon and Laura to also be drafted and bring them to the front. We want to back this up. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to. There's just too many of them to do this from range. So we will run... I'm just going to hit attack. Beautiful. Back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. And attack. Okay, that one's dead. We are going to now start getting a problem. Laura, I want you to shoot these. Okay, those two are stunned. Let's go ahead and focus attacks here. All right, now we want to attack. Let's go. Simon, where the heck are you? Get over here. So we do have these little knives, and we can go stabby, stabby, stabby. Doesn't seem like too big of a deal. Laura's gun is actually pretty cool. It does look like also we don't shoot them while they're stunned, though, which is a little bit weird. Do we have any injuries right now? Superficial bite on the legs. Not super big of a deal. Rita's got a couple of bites on her legs. They're not really bleeding, though. Yeah, we're not bleeding, so that's fine. Simon, get up here. Simon doesn't bleed. Get to the front lines. All right, move you this way. And we want to start attacking the rest of them now if they're in range. So Jack will shoot. That kills one. Good, we'll move up. And we won't do this later, but we're only doing it now because I can. Jack, shoot. There we go. Excellent. This long-range rifle. I'm so glad we found this thing. It is super cool. Okay, here they go. We've only got... Yeah, they're all attacking now. Okay. So Laura's in the front. She's going to try and slow him down. Rita should be here. And then Jack's in the back. There we go. Excellent. Oh, that slowdown is awesome. Simon's in the front doing Simon things. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, we won't shoot them while they're stunned. That's very interesting. Or at least not automatically. I do have to click them. I think that's everything. I think we got them. Yep. Looks like we did. Okay. So the threat has been neutralized. We're going to undraft all of you. And some of you are now going to await treatment. 3 of you are going to await treatment because you have some bitten off flesh. Rita's got some bites, right? But nobody's really bleeding too much. So that should be all right. So I believe our doctor is Rita and Jack. Rita and Jack are both 2s, and Simon's a 1. So I think what I want to do first is we're going to have Rita not wait for treatment. And she is going to focus on treating Jack. Rita treats... No. Heal Jack. Once Jack is healed, then he will go and heal Simon as well. Like they'll work together on that. And then Laura's just eating. Okay, so yeah, Rita can also heal Simon too, I suppose. But they can get themselves kind of healed up. And then Rita, we can wait for treatment for you now. And Jack should come over and heal you. It's in the queue. Good. All right, insufficient storage space for things. We need more storage space. So I'm thinking what I want to do here is I'm going to grab and make a wooden storage shelf here. And then I want the camp shelter around the backside to go like this. There we go. I was hoping to do this. And then we're going to place inside. I know I haven't done it yet. We're going to do it, okay? The research desk. I want the research desk to go in here. And we're going to place the research desk here. And then we're also going to place our production workbench right here. And so then we can have shelves behind them and research can go here. So that's what I want ultimately to happen right now. And we're going to have the metal shelter. I think she's fine on treatment for now. We discovered silicon leaf. The pointy red plant has a bulky core with peculiar patterns which synthesize an unlikely substance. Silicon. I've never heard of such a plant before, so it might be unique to this world. I've named it silicon leaf. I wonder if that's going to help us with getting electronics made. Normally does. So we're going to have... Jack is going to construct the shelter. We're also going to have you construct both of these things if possible, too. So for plants, silicon leaf, I think we should start growing this fairly soon. And I can probably grow this over here where these already grow. I think that's probably fine. We can go ahead and tell them to harvest this. They're not fully grown though. Just this one is. Farms, silicon leaf. We'll start here and we could just make a relatively small field of it for now. That's fine. And then we can go ahead and extend it and we'll have the field extend to being, I think, kind of like this. So it's going to wrap around that natural deposit. We don't have to ruin it to plant more. Is this also, these are different. Ooh, different grass. Let's observe those too. It's not the same grass as the grain, so maybe that's going to give us a new substance potentially. All right, research desk is done. The workshop desk should be done very soon. Here we go. We now have the ability to research. So I'm going to go into research screen, and normally you'd want to rush to weaponsmithing, usually. But since we have these weapons, I decided not to do that. We now want better melee weapons, so I think I can go ahead and do that. I haven't taken a good look at most of the construction because I've only done the tutorials. The tutorials did walk through like construction basics and things like that, which is cool. There's lightning rods here as well. I'm not sure how common lightning is going to be in the desert like this, but you know, there are storms that does happen in the desert too. Just people don't normally see them because they're not hanging out in the desert, unless you're in Arizona or Egypt. Or insert place that's in the desert here. I mean, there's a lot of places in the desert, Charlie. It's 3 hours for research, so if we need it for some reason, you know, lightning strikes are unpredictable, easy to catch. So I think I'll put that on there too, because we can. We got a lot of stuff in the resource tab. I didn't expect that. It's probably because we discovered grain. Because we can do distillation, brewing, antibiotics, like all that stuff is with those grain plants. So that's huge. Let's do metal refinement. We can do, I don't know if we're going to get sick, so we can also do antibiotics production. And we'll do tea boiling. And then after that, I think I'll get, probably get the construction basics after that. But we want to get research going here pretty quick. Also, I think, Simon, you should be going and observing other things too, like things to hunt. So, ooh, hang on. Jack has butchering. Yes, because the predators left some meat behind. Jack, I'm going to have you go and butcher this. Go butcher this. Maybe I should have somebody else do it because Jack is slower. Nah, he's got nothing else to do. Simon has other things to do. Simon is accusing Rita of stealing food. She's the one cooking it, you jackass. Speaking of which, quick recipes. Once we get the meat, we should be able to make meat stuff too. And all of these bugs, by the way, can also be butchered. So we should also butcher all of the bugs as well. And we get a lot of meat that way too. Let's go ahead and get activities. And you know what, Rita? Is your cooking skill... It's just cooking, so it's not butchering. Is butchering physical? That's what I thought it would be. Maybe it's handling. No? All right, which one of you is the butchering skill? Crafting, mining, scavenging, planting, harvesting. I don't know where butchering lies. What does the butchering require? What skill set? Is it anybody, anywhere? Does it not matter? It doesn't seem like it does. Simon is idling. Fantastic. You can go butcher this. Not assigned to activity. Yeah, there's definitely an activity for butchering. I just got to figure out where it is. Cutting, chopping, planting, scavenging, salvaging, cooking. I would have thought it's your cooking skill, but I guess it's not. Assembling, observing, researching, delivering. Hunting. Oh, it's your hunting skill. Okay. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah, okay. Fine. Yeah, we can get some butchering going. I don't think we need Rita to do this above cooking, though. I can have her do it for this time, but I don't think I need her to do this instead of cooking most of the time, because we can always set other people to it as well. Jack has a risk of meltdown. Ooh, happiness. Crushingly unhappy. It's because he's super hungry. He just doesn't eat. I feel like these guys are not eating even though there's food right there ready to go. They really should you know, prioritize eating above everything else, right? I feel like there should be, but they don't seem to be doing that, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because it's a dedicated work time. Maybe we have less dedicated work time. It's currently 10 o'clock. How about we do this? Before you go to a dedicated work time, I'm going to give you an anything period, right? Just the whole thing. That way you can do anything. Anything you need. Satisfy your needs, please. Also, I saw earlier, and I don't know if I'll see it again, but I saw these guys say, hey, 8 on foot, I think is what it was. Which is a very similar thing to eating without a table in Rimworld. So I'm thinking we need a table here too. So I can do that. We can put in furniture, table, stone, and I'll just give them a table. Let's say, maybe we could put this over near where they eat and stuff, right? And eat and sleep. Not sure it matters. We'll do it here. And then actually, let's do it closer to where we're gonna have stuff stored over here, like meals. So actually, we'll do it over here. Let's say the table is right here. Then we'll do stools like that. And then Jack, once you're done eating, you can now make these. Quick meal, 8 on foot, that's what it is. So he's also very unhappy. Maybe you shouldn't have him build. Laura, can you come over here and build this? I don't want Jack to be super unhappy. Oh, good, a heat wave. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I can't wait. I'm gonna have you construct things. Yeah, don't sleep yet. I want planting to be done. I want all this stuff to be done. Laura, focus on this. Not the palm trees are fine, but they're not necessary. Not as much as the food. Don't butcher. You can go to sleep. Go to sleep. No? It's your work period. I'm gonna have you sleep though, because you're probably very unhappy. Yeah, just go ahead and rest. It's fine. You can do that. It's completely good with me for today. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for my first video. I know it's about an hour, but hey, this is a decent start, I think. I mean, first time playing the game, so I don't know, but I think this is a decent start. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys will hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Stranded Alien Dawn. We'll see you for the next video right here very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.